Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is the Rooted Wife podcast, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about a post that I had seen. And the post was talking about how moms, and it was a lot of them, a lot of moms said that they wished they could have the community that they see in churches, but without the church and without the biblical aspect of it. And it was many women answered this poll. And I found it interesting. And I kind of wanted to apply this concept overall as like a general blanket. And I was thinking about how we do this quite often with many different things, right? We want the benefits of living a biblical life and investing in biblical ways, but we don't want to actually do the things that would grant that outcome, right? So just for this little comment, for instance, a lot of women said that they wanted the community that they see a lot of women who are within the church get with their children or with their families. They get that support, that added supportive care. And nurture. And I've seen it myself. For instance, there's an incredible church here in Ottawa called My Church, and the community of that church is incredible, you guys. They truly wrap their arms around their people, and they love on everybody. But so going back to this comment, and they said like they want the support in the community, but they don't want like the churchy stuff, and they don't want the biblical stuff. But people fail to see that the reason why they have what they have is because they live the life that they do, right? They commit themselves to living a biblical life, which tells you to live selflessly, to serve others, to love others, to share in your trials and your turmoils and your celebrations and all of it. Because I think a lot of people have this concept, and I mean, to be fair, historically, some churches have been known for being extremely judgmental. And if you don't look a certain way, or if you don't act a certain way, or if you don't speak a certain way, you aren't good enough. But biblical living is none of the sort, right? The Bible does not teach us to cast judgment onto each other. It says use good judgment. And we see this with everything. In marriages, we want that loving, abundant, passionate, back and forth, that, growth and that nourishment and just the unity. Everybody yearns for this connection. And biblically, it teaches us how to do that. Biblical teachings teach us how to produce good fruits by the things that we do and the things that we say and how we move within our relationships, right? But if we don't want to open ourselves up to biblical truth because we still want to live our own way and we want to live in the world, then we can't really sit here and bang our heads against the wall and wonder why this is happening. And maybe some people just don't know, right? Because, again, historically, a lot of people have been turned away from the truth of Christ and the Word of God, right? It's been used to browbeat people, and that was never the intention. Because no human being can cast judgment. Excuse me. No other human being can cast judgment onto another. Because that is a role of the Father. But we are to use good judgment. And by using good judgment, that does mean if we are seeing our fellow brother or sister go astray and start to live in the world, and maybe more sinfully, we are supposed to use good judgment and help, which means to be truthful. But in society, we're no longer allowing that to happen. We're calling it all judgment, and people are being silenced, and people are not being helped with the truth. They're being comforted by lies. You know, and when we even look to ourselves in terms of wanting to feel fully confident, a fully whole, well-rounded, mentally healthy, strong, physically, spiritually, to be truly fulfilled from within. Well, you guys, that again, it comes from biblical teachings and biblical foundations. This is what I have found, and millions and millions of other people are saying this. But yet in society, we still don't want to open ourselves up to this. Because we're allowing ourselves to believe faulty narratives and certain programmings that we've been taught about Christ and about the Bible. Instead of literally just opening it up and just checking it out. You just open it up, turn to a page, blah, 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 read a little piece of it, sit back. Can you apply it? 10 out of 10 times, you can probably apply it. And if you can't apply it right now, you can apply it to someone else that you see in your life, or it's coming. So I say this all to say that if we want to reap good fruits, we need to be willing to do the process that warrants that, which means planting good seeds, watering, nurturing, sunlight. You take care of it, which means you take care of yourself, your mind. You nurture yourself, your mind. You feed yourself the things that you need to warrant that you live out and reap the fruits of biblical benefits that we see in the world, that we actually typically admire. You know, the loving, the caring, the nurturing, the communion, the raw and honesty, no filter. Like, everybody wants to be so authentically themselves right now, especially in society, that we're like creating false identities rather than just accepting our own. And there's nothing wrong with our own identities, you guys. We don't need to face tune our faces. We don't need to Photoshop and whatever else there is out there. We don't need to patent the resume. And we need to stop believing this narrative. Like, the world keeps telling people they're not enough, and people keep believing it. And we absolutely are enough. You are enough. You don't need anything else. Stop believing that. The only thing you need is Christ. That is what I will tell you. That is literally the only thing you need in this life, and you will make it through everything. Everything. You will make it through. Everything else is secondary. That is the most potent seed you could plant inside yourself to produce the most abundant fruit. Do you guys hear what I'm saying? So, don't allow this world to dictate or wait for it to validate you, because it's not valid. The world isn't even valid, so stop waiting for it to validate you. It's a fabricated illusion. That is why people feel a certain level of disconnection from it, because it's inauthentic. And we are naturally authentic beings, because we are from the most authentic God, the original. So that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you resonated. I hope you took something from that. And I hope you stay well, stay blessed. All right. Love ya. Bye.